The mayor, the police chief, and the DA all announced that another man involved in the Bay Area tech industry is now in custody.
What the people of San Francisco have asked for time and time again as it relates to crime in our city has been accountability. People who commit crimes in our city of any capacity will be brought to justice.
Katie Nielsen has been digging for new details on the suspect and the timeline of all this. She joins us live from police headquarters with what she has learned. Katie.
Yeah, Ryan, it was very interesting today because while police did say this was not a random attack, they said that Lee and the suspect knew each other but would not say much more.
This cell phone video shows the tense scene in Emeryville early Thursday morning around 5 a.m. where San Francisco police arrested the suspect, 38-year-old Nima Momeni, at a condo building where he lived and also worked. Momeni, the prime suspect in the stabbing death of tech executive Bob Lee, and from police, this intriguing clue.
We can confirm that Mr. Lee and Mr. Momeni knew each other. However, we will not be able to provide further details at this time regarding the evidence that confirms that information.
But a KPIX source close to the police department tells us the two men were spotted leaving the Millennium Tower in the early morning hours just before the stabbing. Another source close to Lee tells us that Lee didn't really know Momeni, but was friends with Momeni's brother. Both Momeni and Lee work in tech, but the motive for the attack is still unclear. Chief Scott said immediately after the murder, police did not have any suspects or leads, but homicide detectives later found evidence that pointed toward Momeni as the suspect.
We served two search warrants in San Francisco, and an arrest warrant and search warrant in Emeryville.
According to investigators, 43-year-old Bob Lee was stabbed around 2:35 a.m. on Tuesday, April 4th, near the 400 block of Main Street. Security cameras caught him wounded and stumbling on the sidewalk. He was taken to SF General, where he died a short time later. Lee was a well-known figure in the tech world, founding the mobile payment service Cash App, then moving on to lead credit card processing company Square. Most recently, he was an executive at MobileCoin, a cryptocurrency payment system. Momeni's LinkedIn page says he was the owner of Expand IT, Inc., a small tech business based out of his Emeryville condo. There was speculation immediately after Lee's murder that it might have been a random attack and even indicative of a growing crime problem in San Francisco. But today, that narrative was quickly shut down.
I do understand, how people see and view things. I see it, I read it, I live here just like, a lot of you all. But this has nothing to do with San Francisco. This has to do with human nature.
Momeni is now charged with murder as well as an enhancement for using a knife. He is scheduled to make his first court appearance tomorrow afternoon. The DA says she is going to be asking for him to be held without bail. Liz?
Katie, I'm curious, you talked to Bob Lee's friends. What are they saying about all of this?
They said that Bob was such a driven, intelligent guy who was really loved by all of his friends, was a great father, and they said they really just cannot understand how something like this could have happened or how he could have gotten into some type of a situation that eventually led to his death.
Yeah, such a tragic case. All right, Katie, thank you so much.
District Attorney Brooke Jenkins was also quick to blast critics who initially chalked up the murder as another random street slaying in a crime-ridden city. And as Anne Makovec tells us, she started with Tesla and Twitter CEO Elon Musk.
Yeah, it garnered a lot of attention worldwide, really, the murder mystery of a successful tech executive. And Brooke Jenkins is one of several city leaders who made a point today of trying to change the narrative.
Reckless and irresponsible statements like those contained in Mr. Musk's tweet that assumed incorrect circumstances about Mr. Lee's death serve to mislead the world in their perceptions of San Francisco and also negatively impact the pursuit of justice for victims of crime.
This was the tweet she was referring to, written the day after Lee's death. Musk says, many people I know have been severely assaulted. Violent crime in SF is horrific, and even if attackers are caught, they are often released immediately. Then he addresses the DA directly, asking, is the city taking stronger action to incarcerate repeat violent offenders? Now, Musk was responding to this tweet by MMA fighter Jake Shields, which says, I just found out my good friend was killed last night while walking in San Francisco. He was in the good part of the city and appeared to have been targeted in a random mugging attack, which, of course, now we know, according to police, is not true.
This killing fed a narrative that San Francisco is out of control. It is not true. And frankly, it was shameful in my mind that the media paid an outsized amount of attention to the killing of a well-to-do Caucasian man as compared to killings that happen, in other parts of San Francisco.
That is San Francisco Supervisor Aaron Peskin's take as the police chief and the mayor try to reassure people that this case was not given any special treatment. And as we've been reporting since Lee's death, San Francisco's homicide rate is lower than most major cities. Property crime, though, is much higher.